To begin, our Genius Hour project is about the First Amendment freedom of religion. Our inquiry question is, what are the inconsistencies between the religious practices of Native Americans, Rastafarians, and the mock religion of Pastafarians in the First Amendment? We cover the Rastafarian religion, which originated in Africa. Then we moved on to the Native American religion, which originated in early North America, which happened to be before the 1600s because the Roman Catholic Church was trying to convert the tribes to Christianity. And next we have the Pastafarian religion, which was founded in 2005 but supposedly existed for a long time. Have exceptions in which do not coincide with the law, which allow them to express their freedom of religion in unorthodox ways. Some of these religions, formerly known as Rastafari, Native American religion, and the mock religion of Pastafarians, were able to have exceptions to the law in which an ordinary American citizen would not have. To begin, the religion of Rastafarians, formerly known as Rastafari, originated with the colonization of Africa. More specifically, the movement itself began in Ethiopia in the 1930s, following a prophecy fulfilled by Marcus Garvey. The European powers took many Africans as slaves, and the people of Africa were divided up and sent into exile as captives throughout the world. The areas of captivity became known as Babylon. The religion's purpose was to unite the blacks who had been separated, in which the Universal Negro Improvement Association was trying to reunite them. With the popularization of reggae in the 1960s and 70s, it made the Rastafari religion audible and visible, especially due to the fact that Bob Marley was a very influential figure. A specific exception to common law that Rastafarians have is the ability to possess or smoke marijuana as a religious practice under the Religious Freedom Restoration Act. A court case that depicts this is Minnesota Court of Appeals versus JJ&A, where a 15-year-old boy had a paraphernalia charge in which the Minnesota Court of Appeals reversed the adjudication of guilt due to the Minnesota Constitution Freedom of Conscience Clause, Article 1, Section 16. The case originally proved that the 15-year-old kid guilty because he had no reason to hold the paraphernalia in public as a quote-unquote reminder of his religion. However, that was overturned by the Minnesota Court of Appeals on the premise of the enumeration of rights in this Constitution shall not deny or impair others retained by and the inherent in the people. The right of every man to worship God according to the dictates of his own conscience shall never be infringed. Nor shall any man be compelled to attend, erect, or support any place of worship, or to maintain any religious or ministry against his consent. Nor shall any control of or interference with the rights of conscience may be permitted, or any preference be given by law to any religious establishment or mode of worship. But the liberty of conscience, hereby secured, shall not be so construed as to excuse acts of licentiousness, or justify practices inconsistent with the peace or safety of the state. Nor shall any money be drawn from the treasury for the benefit of any religious societies or religious or theological seminaries, which comes from the Minnesota Constitution Freedom of Conscience Clause. So basically, the 15-year-old kid faced charges at the district court on basis that he wasn't able to possess drug paraphernalia in public because his religious need to remind himself wasn't able to suffice having it in public. However, when it got to Minnesota Court of Appeals, it was reversed due to the fact that his paraphernalia charge did not have any threat to the peace or the safety of the state, and it did not draw any money from the treasury for the benefit of his religion. So in the end, he was able to get away with having paraphernalia and drugs in public, and was able to get off without any repercussions, in a sense. The next religion we are focusing on is the Native American religion. The religion isn't necessarily founded due to the fact that it's been integrated into Native American culture since the religion can be dated. But we know it's before the 1600s because that was when the Roman Catholic Church was trying to convert the tribes to Christianity. However, we do not know when the religion exactly was founded. The culture is a culmination of life. It focuses on nature through many practices, ceremonies, and tradition. Its symbolism is a key point in the culture. The practice of taking hallucinogens is used to gain a greater insight into the spiritual world and to communicate to the gods. However, it wasn't always seen as a religion due to its complexity and of the oral traditions. Some advantages is that some Indian tribes receive benefits from the federal government in fulfillment of treaty obligations or for the extraction of tribal natural resources, a percentage of which may be distributed as per capita among the tribe's membership. Indian Affairs programs support and assist federally recognized tribes in the development of tribal governments, strong economies, and quality programs. The scope of Indian Affairs programs is extensive and includes a range of services comparable to programs of state and local governments. For example, education, social services, law enforcement, courts, real estate services, agriculture, and range management. All American Indians and Alaskan Natives, whether they live on or off reservations, are eligible, like all other citizens who meet eligibility requirements, to receive services provided by the state, such as the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families, TANF, Supplemental Security Income, SSI, the Food Stamp Program, and the Low Income Heating and Energy Assistance Program, or LIHEAP. The Native American religion, however, wasn't always seen as a religion due to the fact that there wasn't a specific god that it appealed to. It was just a realm of life and the gods around them and who resided over the land that they lived on. It all has to do with nature and the symbolism of that derives from nature, basically. And sometimes the Native Americans were denied rights because of the use of peyote, due to the fact that it's a hallucinogenic drug that necessarily would not be able to be identified under the state. And so sometimes the Native Americans had to fight for their rights to have like government assisted programs like the rights that they should normally have. And it was just in recent years that they were able to be fully recognized under the Religious Freedom Restoration Act. And now they have lots of benefits that they are able to choose from and receive. The religion we are looking at isn't technically a religion, but it's basically satire. It originated in Oregon, Kansas, and it goes by the name of Pastafarian. The time period that it began in was 2005, however, it supposedly existed secretly for a long time before that. It popularized in 2005, however. The religion was founded by Bobby Henderson, a 24-year-old college graduate. The reasoning behind this creation of a religion was because it was a form of protest against the Kansas State Board of Education's decision of replacing science with intelligent design in public schools. He has made himself known that he has no personal issues with religion or intelligent design, but he states that religion in no case should replace science, and he was forming this religion a lot slowly because it became more satirical than he originally planned. He was trying to mock religion because of the outrageous advantages, like a pastor getting tax exemption, and so he came up with this own idea of religious mockery, which had requirements such as wearing a spaghetti strainer and hats in like DMV photos. And in the past few years, there have been several court cases regarding the DMV photo identification of people wearing spaghetti drainers as a religious requirement. However, it is brought to the question if Muslims, because due to the fact that Muslims were able to wear their religious headdress, that they were entitled to being able to as well. In most court cases throughout the states, they gave the Pastafarians a right to, because the courts did not want to cause unfair, like they didn't want to cause discrepancies between the rulings previously, and so they just allowed others to wear their spaghetti strainers. And there's been many photo identifications posted online about it, and it's not recognized as a real religion due to the absurdities. I feel as though that this religion, or a lack thereof, should receive no benefits to them because it's created out of spite, basically. It was founded in order to mock the replacing of science by intelligent design, and so I feel as though there's no grounds to have any advantages to it since it is seen as a mock. Thank you all for watching our video on the discrepancies between the First Amendment, freedom of religion, and the various religions that it covers, although we only picked 3. A special thanks to Andrew Kim who helped me and my partner Lawrence with the drawing process.